Hi, and welcome back to Life in Isolation with me, Najma Ismael. Now, the coronavirus pandemic has given us another silent pandemic, which is domestic violence. And these cases have been on the rise because of maybe the stress that the pandemic has brought, and also the cramped up environment that we have in our homes. Today, I have Angelina Sikanda with me from the Center of Rights Education and Awareness. Welcome, Angelina. Kindly tell us what you do at CREW.
Thank you, Najma. My name is Angelina Sikanda. I'm the Program Development Manager at CREW, where we develop programs addressing issues of women's rights and children, trying to make sure we safeguard and make sure there's social justice for those who are affected by violence.
Okay. Angelina,
Yes.
Everyone has been talking about the rising cases of the domestic violence, gender-based violence in our homes. And today I just wanted us to talk about how can you protect yourself from an abusive husband or father or brother or any relative. It can be an uncle, it can be a big brother. We are living in these homes. Yes, we've been hearing about the cases increasing, but just tell us how we can protect ourselves from these abusive people in our homes.
Well, if you're living in an abusive relationship, there are a few things you need to check. Violence is about power. So you need to look at the person who's abusive. What power do they have over you? If it's an intimate partner, then you may have room for negotiation. So one of the things you might want to do is be able to sit down and have a conversation about violence to find out things that why do you resolve your conflict using violence? What are these things that you can do differently? Yes. Why is it difficult, for example, if you're upset, to sit down and have a discussion with us? One, there is no excuse for violence. We are human beings, and everybody, even the Pope, make mistakes. So the idea is, how do you resolve when you're unhappy about something? Yes. The most logical and best thing to do is to have a conversation around it and say, this and this happened and I'm not happy about it, so that the other party can listen to you, understand what it is that you don't like, so that they don't do it. One thing we ask survivors not to do is to blame themselves. Yes. That, no, because I did this, so I did this. There's nothing like that. Yeah. If you look at our curriculum in the education sector right now, you've been told very well, no more caning. Why is the government saying that? Yeah. Because the art of caning our children is what has precipitated a scenario where everybody believes the only way you can resolve something that you don't like or something that's not right, then it's violence. The very fact that they have changed and it has worked has proven once again that the only way you can learn to avoid violence is learning to speak about violent situations. And if you don't reach an agreement, you can always step aside, okay? Give each other some room to think about the issue and then come back to the table when your emotions are not too high. If you realize something is too painful, step aside, cool down, then come back. And now let's talk about it. Then that is the way you are. But don't stay in that the person will change. If I met you yesterday, they'll beat you tomorrow and the day after. And it never starts with the stab on the chest. It starts with the insults and the warnings. Before you know it, the situation gets out of hand.
Absolutely. So this we've had, it's about the intimate partner. What if it's this father? You don't just, in our African culture, we can't approach the dad and say, Dad, come, I need to talk to you.
Well, yeah, for children, what we advise is that let them find another confidant. It could be as a neighbor, it could be a friend, it could be an auntie, an uncle, someone outside of the setting you're in, and then you let them know that my father has been beating me up like this, and I'm not happy about it. Or my mother has been doing this to me, or my uncle has been doing this to me, and I'm not happy. Can you help me? And they would be able to look, one, if it's something that can be resolved within the family setting, and making sure that they allow that kind of discussion to go on. If it's completely unsafe, we request that the child move out. We have organizations which are out here able to support. Even the police have given a hotline if somebody is able to call. But if they're a child and they reach out to you, we ask that if somebody approaches you and seeks your support, as the other person, most often they look for an old adult
Yes.
then it's up to you as the adult to make sure you're able to connect this child to somebody who's able to support. You have the children's office in all the sub-counties and counties country. You can always reach out to them, especially if they're close to you and maybe you don't want to be known. You can go and let them know that I am in this area, there's a child in this space who needs help. Can you step in? You've had scenarios where neighbors have reported abuse within their neighborhoods, and government has been able to step in and support such children. So the idea for children is please reach out to somebody else outside of that context.
Okay. And I've seen that you've talked about helplines. There are several hot numbers that are there. Is there one main, or you can call? Because I'm finding like for someone, you need like one number to just have in mind.
Yes, there are several hotlines of organizations, but the one big one, especially on gender-based violence, is the national hotline 1195. That one can be called by anyone, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult, a youth, and they'll be able to counsel you, and they'll be able to link you up with all the other service providers out there, from the police, the health services, the civil society organizations, and whoever is closest to you, so that you are able to be supported wherever you are.
Are they reliable, these numbers? Most people are skeptical about calling them. It's like, you know, the way there are so many cases of people going to report gender-based violence to the police, and they just, you know, they brush it off and say, Dini mambo ya nyumbani. According to your experience, you've been dealing with these cases. Are these numbers and the people behind it very reliable in assisting?
Yes, like 1195 is very reliable. It operates 24 hours. As of where I work, we have our hotline, which is 0800 720 186. It's also 24 hours. And the goodness of these hotlines is that they're toll free, so there's no charge on you. The institution will take care of the costs for that phone call, and they'll walk with you the journey. Right now, we are adopting what we call telecounseling, meaning even if you don't feel comfortable maybe to report it to authorities, we can be able to have a conversation with you where we'll support you to figure out what are the steps you need to take in the immediate situation for your own safety, for your own survival, and then what are the other, who else can you bring on board to support you in that, so that you save more lives rather than lose lives in the name of violence at this particular time.
Thank you very much, Angelina Sikanda. Any parting shot that you'd like to tell our viewers right now?
One of the things we actually say, we know COVID is here, it's difficult. What you're saying is, please don't keep quiet. Let's break the silence, let us speak out. There are people in the name of COVID. Let's save lives, reach out, and somebody will come out to support you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Angelina Sikanda from the Center of Rights Education and Awareness, telling us that let us break the silence. I will be giving you the numbers shortly. Thank you very much. My name is Najma Ismael.
Thank you, Najma.